Hey there, YouTube. Like a lot of you guys probably have seen before, Mr. Dicast1978. His real name's Mike. He's a cool guy. Posted up on here that he wanted to see everybody else's customs. As a lot of you guys know that I love doing customs, and I've done a lot of different things. I haven't kept track of where all my customs went. I know there's one that went to Derek Morey, and that's when I was still pretty new to customs, and it looked pretty bad, so I don't feel bad that, if you lost it, cool. There's one that William Withers Jr. has, and I know that one looked bad in his videos. If he still has it, or if it got beat up, or if he gave it to his son, or, I just wish if he set it on fire, he sent me an awesome video of it, but hey. So one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is I'm not the best customizer. I'm nowhere on the levels of, PJ or Mr. Sensitivity or, any of your nominal customizers. What's his name? James Shear. But also too, a couple of housekeeping things. I had a professor who said that, and it drove me insane. She's also my college advisor. Say that really fast, you know how I feel. Anywho, Mopar Matt, your box is getting shipped out today. William Withers, we'll talk soon. I've just been jam-packed and finals are coming up, but school's almost over. So, without any further distractions, let's get to my customs. So, if you've followed me for a little while, you knew that I think it was about maybe 2 years after I started my channel, I started doing customs because I found Pooch Man, Big's Chop Shop, and Race Grooves right after I started my channel, and that's how I got back into collecting cars. So one of my favorite things to do was customize, but starting out, just a young kid, I don't know how to do it. I'm feeling unconfident about drilling out car bases and stuff, and having the right tools. So I started out thinking that maybe there was a way I could strip paint without drilling apart the car. Well, that's the product. I used Jasco paint stripper, and it kind of melted like the plastic parts. It kind of took some of the paint off, but then I let it sit for like 15 minutes, and right there's just a comparison of, the Martha Stewart rust to the Testors rust paint. If I'm rusting out a car, I mostly like using Testors these days, and I just recently got into spray painting them, so, there's a big one here that I have sitting on my bureau. That's why I'm looking over at it. If you can see, my eyes are kind of going somewhere else off camera, but there's one that I'm still proud of. It didn't wear really well, but I can just touch it up, repaint it. So that's one. That was my very first one that I did without drilling it off the base. Here's the second one I did. Had some issues with this. It was using paint that wouldn't adhere, and didn't use primer on this at all, so. But it looks pretty flat, and I just got into doing screws. You can see there's a nice big gap. Little cheapo, dollar store custom, so dollar store casting. And then I started doing other cars. I got real big into, okay, let's strip them, let's paint them. Let's drill them apart, strip them, paint them. So now it's going to start to get into more of my, what I like to call my modern work, or my more recent work. And I still have issues with drill bits and stuff, so I've also got a couple here, or a bunch here, where I just did a little bit more detailing. So this is one I just painted right onto. I've had this casting since I was a little boy. I believe it's like a 2000 Silverado or a 2003 Silverado. And what happened was I had stickers all over this thing because it was a Wendy's promotion. They gave you like the little tech deck plastic guys and a skateboard ramp and sticker sheet. I thought it'd be cool to put stickers on this truck, and then as I got older, I'm like, that doesn't look that great. So I pulled all the stickers off and it stripped it down to bare to like the Zamac of the car. So I'm like, you know what? That looks terrible. Let me paint it up and make it look all cool and rusty. So that's basically your product, or my product. So and then I even did like some rust in the wheels and stuff. Axles have a little bit of rust, they squeak a little bit, but it's a cool Matchbox casting. What else do I have here? I was real big into junker cars, so, and also this goes back to when I was hand painting still. I used primer on this guy, but he didn't come out so well. Hand painted him. It's the Ferrari F1, and I called it my faded Ferrari F1. So you can still see where the primer's all there. I oversprayed with primer, so got all rusty. Well, I painted the rust on, but paint's not on that thick. And then after that, kind of got into, you know, again, tried to do like small details. Any of you guys who've kept up with my channel, you've seen a lot of these before. Tried to do details on like the base of, I think this is the 63 Lincoln Continental base. What I tried to do was I tried to make Ricky, those of you who know Trailer Park Boys, I tried to make Ricky's car. But his is a 72 Chrysler New Yorker, but I tried to make Ricky's car after watching Trailer Park Boys, so it didn't come out so well. I actually snapped the base, but there's the rusty interior. I still have the interior for this car sitting in a bag, and here's pretty much the car body, but that way you can see it. So green door that I just painted onto, rust. So kind of cool for a junkyard special. What else did I do here? There's a couple of other ones sitting here that are, again, when I was still having issues with drill bits. I didn't get this one completely drilled apart, and I always wanted a black DeLorean, but I could never find the black Hot Wheels DeLorean, so this actually started out as white as the red one, and then I just painted it black. That's actually hand painted, same with like the little headlights and taillights and reverse lights, you can tell. So pretty cool, I thought, you know, hand painted. Looked cool, texture doesn't feel that different, you know, it's kind of dull, it's a matte black color. But this is actually probably one of my better pieces to ever come out. So that's saying much. I got into basic detailing and touching up. So this was a K-Day car. Matt Slycord got the error that I found, the no tampo one of these, but so this was, I had good drill bits, I just drilled it apart, but I just wanted to do some extra detailing. I didn't really want to change the color, but tried to do headlights, the paint kind of faded on that. I bought Sharpies to do bases, to paint up the bases, so that's why, like, you can see the silver little vents, and then the silver gas cap, silver rear insignia, and then the brake lights, again, red paint, and my paint was too thin on there, so I did that. Let me find one with a base. Oh, okay, going back to my rusting. Here's one that I actually did drill apart. This was an old truck that William Winters Jr. sent me. Shout out to him. Guys, talk to you, man. I haven't spoken to you in a while, but so here's the rusty truck. Originally, I tried to change the paint on this, but it's so old and these were painted so well that everywhere that's rust covered was all the paint that came up. So, and everywhere else that's blue was the paint that lasted in there. So I'm like, you know what? It's not going right. I'm just going to rust it out. Now going back to my base colors, talking about how I was detailing the bases. The not Nova, Dawson Bluebird wagon. Tried to do the headlights, didn't work. Gave it what looks like a carbon fiber hood. You know, pretty good. I didn't even drill this apart, but here's what I was trying to do with the detailed bases. That's all just Sharpie, so. I've got some other detailed cars here. Again, using a Sharpie. Tried to give that like a chrome strip. Did the headlights, which can't really tell. Didn't do door handles. Using the Sharpie, did the Chevy logo. Did the tail lights with paint. The testers metallic red, if you're actually curious. Tried to do like grips in chrome, and then did the base with the Sharpie. So, and this was the version that didn't have the skateboard. So, I mean, surfboard, not skateboard. See, a couple more here. This was my first experiment with acetone. I use nail polish remover with acetone, and it works really well. There's supposed to be a black stripe there, black stripes there. Didn't really come out. You can't really tell too much of a difference. I just wanted it to look like a DeLorean here, so that's the whole purpose of that one. I know it looks pretty basic. I got another couple of examples of ones where I did details with Sharpie, and I thought it came out pretty good. So the next one's this Datsun 620 pickup truck. That's just Sharpied in with silver Sharpie. And then the embossed tailgate, I'm like, that looks too boring, so let's put some color on that. So I did Datsun in Sharpie and then did the taillights, which didn't come out too bad. The 86 Toyota AE Corolla, I tried to do like gold headlights since I had a gold Sharpie. Did the tail lights with just red paint, and then the base is detailed, and I gave it like a gold gas tank and a gold exhaust. So that's probably, you know, about the extent of my customizing. I got some new ones here that I have never showed before, but one other thing that I did a little bit of a special on was I wanted to do a restoration because I thought I had the correct paint for it, but now that it's dry and after I shot it, I saw that, you know, it didn't work quite well. So this is the M2 GMC truck, and I had scratches in the bed. I'm like, that just looks nasty. I have the paint to do it, so let me do it. Well, I didn't quite do it right. You can tell it's the rust color and not the metallic red on the bed, so I can't really tell if you can see it with my lighting, but yeah, you can kind of tell the paint difference, especially when you look in the bed. It's even better in person, it's more obvious. I did some, you know, little cheap decals. I didn't use like, I just used computer paper and printer paper and just a glue stick. There's my Canadian flag on the back of my truck. This got a little video that Count 5 was trying to, you know, find it, but he didn't. He said he couldn't see it, so I just sent it to him through Google+. So I did the truck itself, and then I did the tanker with the little Exxon stickers. And they're just glued on there, so it's just basic computer paper. Printer paper, so, and they're just glued on there. Was having trouble with some drill bits. Couldn't get this guy off his base, the little bird box. So I thought I'd do some bullet holes in him. So windshield's got a couple of bullet holes, side's got a couple of bullet holes there. Even the roof has a bullet hole in it. Not sure if you can see that through my lighting, so it's got some bullet holes. And then more recently, the most recent that I've been doing is little detailing bits. So had my rusty DeLorean, because you know, you never see a rusty DeLorean unless you go actively looking for one. But so the story of this one is pretty much it was sitting in a junkyard for a while, just building rust. So there's the rusty part. That's actually paint marker from Tester's Great Effects. That white whole back, and I just did it because I thought it would look cool. Another thing is, again, detailing markers. I've heard people have had trouble with them. I have had no trouble with it. Doesn't pull off paint or anything. But then again, I've only done it on like spray paint. So there's the dirty, muddy DeLorean. That's all supposed to be mud on the side with a little bit of rust. I got another truck here, but I did skip over one that you know, you guys have seen. Nobody's seen the muddy DeLorean, and nobody's seen the next two customs after this one. But here's one that I've done that a lot of people liked, especially Paolo over in Italy, or Zamac parking lot. It's Duplicolor truck, Duplicolor low-riding truck, and it's got some flea bites and stuff, and the headlights didn't come out that great, but I'm just going to redo it over with the same paint. I mean, it came out great, and then it dried, and then it started getting scratched up. So, gonna just do it over and probably clear coat it. Okay, here are two more that you guys haven't seen. And this is pretty much my best example of why the paint pens work really well. You guys have seen this truck probably before. It's the Matchbox white Chevrolet K1500. So what you probably haven't seen is, you know, a muddy version. Well, this is all just that paint pens. So, I mean, I heard you were having trouble with it, Mike. I don't know why. It just seems to work for me. But I painted the headlights. I did mud on the side. I didn't do mud in the tires, but that's coming sooner than later. There's mud on the side. There's mud on the windshield. You know, just like the truck's been splattering mud. Did tail lights on that, again, paint markers, you know, mud on the side of that, and then even mud inside, like on the sides of the tires. But if you look at the tires themselves, there's nothing in the little treads. So, and I couldn't really get this one drilled apart, so that's why I just said, you know what, I'm going to do basic detailing instead of just paint it a different color. Here's one that I did detailing on, and again, marker pens, the paint markers. Blacked out the grill and did the headlights. And I think they look pretty good. So, and then here's where it kind of didn't go so well for me. Did the taillights, but again, the way I was holding it, the paint kind of just ran down. So that's pretty much that. There's one more custom that I have done. And I have a video of it. It was when I first started using spray paint, and I didn't really know what I was doing. It's a 5-minute video. It's a custom for a friend, and it's for my friend Mike Paulson. He has a YouTube channel on here, but he's not really too active on it. So basically, you know, he's like, oh man, I really like that Fox Body Mustang, and I found it with him at Kmart and bought it with him, and you know, took it apart, stripped it, tried to spray paint it with orange spray paint. I actually hand painted the roof black first, and tried to spray paint it with spray paint, but I was too close and overshot, so there's a lot of like little weird imperfections in the paint that you'll see if you watch the video. And I said I'm probably not going back to spray paint. But, you know, you grow, you learn. That's all I really had to say. You know, you've seen the customs. Mopar Matt sent me a couple of customs that I still need to either get on my wall, or when I build my layout, you know, they'll go in the layout too. You know, one of them will, and the other one will stay on the wall. But so that's it for now. Keep checking in. You know, I am in college and I am under a time constraint, but doesn't mean I'm slowing down with customs. I'm going to try to get back and make more for you guys. So, well, thanks again for watching, guys. See ya.